market for this, and there's not a problem with it being made. If you're over 17 and say you're 25 years old and you want to see Schwarzenegger or Van Damme or Steven Seagal, there's a market for that, and they should go see it, and that's fine. The problem is trying to prevent the wrong people from seeing it.
Okay, I gotta do a commercial. We'll be right back.
Join us tomorrow when our guest will be Dana Carvey, actor Jerry O'Connell, recording artist Bijou Phillips, and founder of The Salt, Christine O'Donnell.
Okay, let's talk about Hillary Clinton, because she announced last week, for sure, she's running to the Senate, not that it was a big surprise, and she also has 2 books about her coming out this week. One's by Gail Sheehy, another one is yours, Barbara. It's called Hell to Pay. There's an ugly picture of Hillary on the front.
There isn't one nice picture of her in the entire book.
I wish I could show you these pictures. They are, let me just, I'll make the face that she's making in these pictures.
Notice the Herb Rich. Yeah.
There's one like that. There's one like this.
There's one like this.
Yeah. Then there's a few like this.
Notice the Herb
look at this
Glamour
one.
shot on the back too.
Right. And then there's one here. We're crossing out.
Hold on. Go to the back and show the Herb Rich Glamour shot of her.
Wait, look at this one. How about these?
Bill.
And then you on the back.
Herb Rich.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I tried to read this unbiasedly. It's not the way it was written. I mean,
I have a
you
point
say
of view.
not one nice thing.
Even
Hitler, they said, was nice to his dogs. How can we take this?
She doesn't have a dog.
How can we take this seriously?
Well, because I spent 4 years investigating the Clinton administration.
What did you come up with?
How
many indictments? Filegate, Travelgate, how many indictments?
Congress, so I don't indict.
How many indictments were handed down as a result of your investigation?
Well, it's now with the independent counsel, and they have not finished yet.
How many have come down so far?
Well, you know, Congress doesn't count their success by indictment.
After how much money?
That would be great, but I think, you know, if you're in Congress...
No, you have to, I'm saying you have to prove guilt. I'm saying how many people did you prove guilty?
You're right. The Clinton administration has never been convicted of a felony, and that's the new
who's that a reflection of them or of your poor investigation? I don't know. I'm not sure. Hey, believe me. Let me just say this. I think that there's plenty to not like. I just think it's despicable. I read the book, and I just think I wouldn't. To be honest with you, I wouldn't waste my money on the book because.
Well, I think.
No. Hold on a second. There's how you can take Hillary Clinton.
Respond to you saying it's despicable.
How you could take the First Lady and have nothing, not one nice word to say about this woman.
Well, that's not really true. If you read it, that's not true.
Did she do something to you personally?
This woman is...
Did she call you a bitch? What happened? What went wrong?
No, this woman is intelligent. This woman is compassionate. This woman is successful.
I know.
No, this woman is a great mother.
She is an icon of the liberal party, I understand. She is your host.
She is a role model for women and a role model for young women.
For all you who are Clinton haters, and there's a good third of the country who hates him from the get-go, this is for you. And you will enjoy it.
That's not even for you because you
I mean, my question is, doesn't the hate come first and the research later?
No, absolutely not.
It seems that way.
Oh, it didn't. It didn't because I didn't expect to find Hillary Clinton in the middle of the travel office firing. She was. I didn't expect to find Hillary Clinton in the middle of FBI
Tell
firing.
me who cares that they fired travel.
What was wrong with it? Was it against the law?
They fired travel agents.
Against the law, you would have indicted her.
If your standard is a felon, then you're right. Hillary Clinton is not a felon.
No, I'm saying, was there something wrong with her doing that? I don't know.
No one took her seriously, I think, as a political candidate. I think there were a lot of books that were written about Bill Clinton, about her marriage, whether she had a boyfriend who was Irish. No one took her seriously as a candidate, and in that book, I go through her politics. I think it's important that we know that this woman has a certain political agenda.
Well,
that is not always...
Like all politicians have. They all got agendas.
You're right.
But
it's not a claimed agenda. Hillary Clinton cloaks it very much in soft, huggable terms. She talks about being for children. She talks about being for women.
You prove that she's not for children. How do you say that she's being disingenuous by saying that she's for children? She has a lifelong legacy of standing up for children.
No, she doesn't. That is wrong. If you read her writings, if you did research...
It's dangerous, it's reckless, it's irresponsible.
What did she do to the children? What did she do?
Wait a second.
No, hold on a second. This book is hypocritical because you accuse... Hold on a second. You accuse the First Lady of you accuse the First Lady of manipulation, of deception, of half-lies, of exaggeration, and of half-truths.
And I have
that's exactly what that book is. It's total manipulation,
You didn't read
total
it.
exaggeration,
You couldn't
total
read it.
deception,
What
and
politician
complete
hasn't
lies.
said they're for the children?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm against the environment.
How many of
I'm
your
against
co-
kids.
Yeah, I have.
You have.
Let me just say again, I am for the children.
There you go. Hey. You gotta say that. Take a break. We'll be right back. For the children, I'm taking a break. Okay, we're plugging Barbara's book, and if you have a problem
Slugging
with the
or
Clintons...
plugging or whatever you want to call it.
Plugging it.
Now, we were talking about children. You, as we left, I had to cut you off. I'm sorry. You're saying you were for the children.
Yeah, but
You sure you want to make that statement,
yeah,
Senator?
I'm gonna stand by my previous statement on it. But you know, beyond that, what I really want to say is that just as I'm not anxious, and I'm not going to use the law to try to regulate what the entertainment industry puts out. We've got to make the appeals. Got to hope they'll draw a line over which they won't go to make a buck. We'll see what happens. In the same way, nobody's going to want to pass a law to stop Barbara from writing what she writes. But I haven't read it. But I got to tell you, from what Billy says, I've known Hillary Clinton since she was at Yale Law School, almost 30 years ago. Very gifted person. She could have gone to any big law firm in New York or Washington and made millions of bucks. She went back to Arkansas with Bill Clinton to be a public servant. So you can disagree with one or another position she's taken, but I think that she's been very well motivated.
And that is a point I make, is that Hillary hasn't done this for money. She doesn't seek power for power's sake. And that's in my book.
But
I
you
think
said
Hillary
right here that
seeks
she
power.
yearns to be the first woman to be elected president.
Yes.
How do you know that?
Well,
Your book said that she,
Wait,
your
wait,
book,
how do you know that?
Let him answer, because this is the spokesperson for Hillary tonight.
No.
Hey, I'm happy to wear that. No. I'm happy to, you know, that's fine with me.
I'm just talking about
I'm on the payroll.
Yeah.
people.
I'm on the payroll. I'm just saying that this clearly, you lobby with Haley Barbour, right?
Absolutely.
The former chair of the RNC?
Yes, very proud of it.
This is completely a hatchet job. Totally reckless and irresponsible.
Well, then you haven't read the book.
It's
You can't
completely a
read the
smear
book.
campaign to hurt her
No.
chances for whatever, any future she may
How
have.
do you
Senate,
know?
New York,
I'm
Arkansas.
just always interested,
It's a hatchet
and
job.
I quiz people
And
on
in my
both the
book,
left and the right journalistically.
What
when
did you
they
say
make-
nice about
when
her
they
in your
make
book?
statements that I think they don't have any way of knowing. Journalists used to have to know something
Absolutely.
before they said it. How
And
do
in
you
my
know, and I quote, she yearns to be the first woman to be elected president? How do you know that?
If you go back in her history, there are people who have made statements who are on the record saying Hillary would be a better president. People close to her, such as Betsy Wright. People back in her history.
Did you say it, though?
Hillary Clinton
That
has...
doesn't mean that's people
And how do
saying
you
what
know-
they think.
She said she wanted to be the
How
first
do you
president.
know?
Just a second, let me put out forth more than one sentence of evidence.
Okay, well,
I mean-
just tell me when she said she wanted to be
Right.
president. That's all I want
That's
to
what
hear.
I'm saying. I ain't saying that.
First of all, there are people very close to her who have talked about her being president. Hillary Clinton has established a resume. She has been working in politics.
Would
good
this
thing I
stand up
say
in court, this argument?
The thing that I say good about Hillary Clinton is she really does believe in her agenda. I think Hillary Clinton does not believe in
You
politics
called
just
it a
for power's
radical
sake.
left feminist agenda.
It is
You called
a radical left.
Excuse me, those days are long gone, okay?
Well,
Nobody's saying radical left. There's no, you're calling the Clintons radical left?
Well, then you didn't read my book. I'm not calling the Clintons. I talk about Hillary Clinton. I think she's a serious political candidate. I think she has a future. I think people should know she is very left. I think her ideology is, if you look at her writings, I read her writings. I read her speeches. I read her works. And it's there, and it's
she's
in my
right.
book. And if
Maybe
you really
Black
did...
Panther, Yale days, I could see you getting away with calling Hillary Clinton radical left. Today,
No, she...
I just don't know. It's
She and Jane
it's not
Fonda
fair.
had-
I just want to make a point. He just the senator just said she could have come out of Yale and gone to New York and made a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And you said, oh, I said that in my book. I defended her in my book. She didn't go for the money. What you said in your book is that she went to Arkansas and used that as her little political think tank and rode on the coattails of President Clinton. And she's you know a power monger. I mean, believe me, what you
did
said.
read my book.
What you said.
know, the more you're saying them, anybody who's read my book who's out there
Yes, you-
saying
You didn't
'cause
say.
I
You
didn't
got any
say.
good quotes
You
in
never
there.
We got
said
a
she didn't
break
go to
for
New
a
York for the
commercial.
money.
We'll be right back.
Give me some good quotes out of it.